I don't know about you, but I come from a broken home. My dad left when I was 10 years old because him and my mom were having some trouble, and he met somebody else that he worked with, ended up moving in with her, getting married, and creating another family. And at 10 years old, it was the most difficult thing that obviously had ever happened to me in my life. And I can honestly tell you that it shaped me and challenged me in so many ways coming from that environment. And so this thing called marriage is of great importance. It's extremely important. And I say that from the heart. And here's the thing about Gen Z. What they've seen is a bunch of broken marriages too. What they've seen is a bunch of people who, maybe their parents aren't even married. And so a thing that I've quite commonly heard from Gen Zers is, I'm not gonna get married, what for? People who get married just end up getting divorced. People who get married just end up ruining their relationships. And based on the evidence, that would appear to be true. But I also believe in the Word of God. I also believe in what God has to say concerning marriage. And so one of the most important things we can do as an influencer is know what God says about it and what it's supposed to be like, and communicate that to Gen Zers. But I want to take a slightly different approach as I have this conversation with the Gen Zer. I would put it like this. I actually believe that marriage is the best way that you can go about getting into a relationship with somebody that has a high probability of it not ending badly. Now, I said high probability because once again, marriage doesn't always end well. Why is that? Because we're human beings and we're messed up and we're selfish and we do things that we shouldn't do and we say things that we shouldn't say, right? And we end up hurting each other. But here's what I mean by that. If you're serious about getting into a relationship with somebody, you're looking to love somebody and be loved, right? You're not just clowning around, yeah? And so what's important about that is when I get into a relationship with somebody, ultimately, I don't know their motives. I'm assuming their motives based on how they're behaving, but I have no idea how they really think and feel. For all I know, they could be thinking, man, I can't wait to get in them drawers, and then I'm out. I mean, just being real, I've done it. I've done it. And so, if I am a person who's looking to get into a serious relationship with another person, find love and find commitment, and mutually work together in life, the safest way to actually do that is to save myself for marriage. Emotionally, physically, spiritually. Save myself. Why? Because if somebody's looking for the quick get, they're not gonna get it quick. And if they realize that, guess what? They might move on to the next one, or they probably will. And so when somebody is willing to walk all the way to the altar with me and go through that whole process and say, all right, clearly it's not just about getting in them drawers. Clearly it's not just about how you look. I'm willing to make this commitment to bring our lives together, bring everything we have together and build a life together. That's probably the best way that you can possibly know that you're getting into a relationship that has real potential and chance to last for life. And I don't think that's by accident. I think it's that way because I think it's God's way. Now, I'm not gonna say that hasn't been manipulated. I'm not gonna say that people haven't been wronged, because that's true. But what I am saying is, I think if we do it this way, we have the best chances of having successful relationships. And so communicate that to your Gen Z. Help them see that giving themselves away now isn't really what they want.